Today I'm going to talk about the all-in-one digital marketing toolkit for garage door companies, which we are calling Revenue Commander. And what we're going to cover is how you can unleash the power of automation to improve your lead generation efforts. So what we've seen time and time again is that driving traffic and driving inquiries isn't always enough, because when people are shopping, they're often shopping multiple people. And so you really have to be proactive and on the ball to maximize your conversion chances with these leads. And you can't always, you can't answer everything 24/7. You can't always get back to people right away. And so there's got to be some ways that you can improve that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then, how you can simplify and streamline your marketing workflow. Oftentimes there's 1,000 different tools you're using. And that, they don't always play nice together, and that can present challenges. And then how you can save money on subscription costs using an all-in-one solution. And this is certainly something that we've embraced. And it's been great. And so we're sharing that with you guys. And just a question here too, before we get into it, local service ads or Google ads for garage door companies, both. We're not going to get into that today. I think the webinar I did last month, which I think you can find on our website or on our YouTube channel, we went through PPC and we talked about Google ads and local service ads. So go check out that one for more details on that. So who am I and why should you listen to me? You guys get my emails, which my team sends. Thank you guys. I wrote the book Online Marketing for Garage Door Companies. We work with dozens of garage door companies. I run Garage Door Marketers. We know the industry pretty well, and we work with garage door companies every day. Some of our clients, and on these calls, I like to talk about kind of the model that we use, and it's not rocket science. It's pretty straightforward, but there's a whole kind of ecosystem or life cycle you have to nurture in order to get better results at this stuff. And so that's our accelerated growth model. First, you need to drive leads. And we've talked about that with SEO and PPC and even things like database reactivation or emailing old customers, things like that. And you need to maximize your conversion of that traffic that you've generated through your website, through having a good reputation online, and through automation, which we're going to focus on a little bit today. And then optimize your results, measure your ROI, understand your cost per lead, and then from that data, determine where to invest more. And then you start over, because you invest more, you drive more leads. And so it's a cyclical process, and it's a very important one to master. And this is again the same thing, but driving your leads, maximizing your conversion, optimizing your results. The more you focus on that, the more you execute on that, the better results you get. And so this is what we teach. This is what we help our customers with. And there's many things that make that up. Again, see previous webinars that we've done and future ones too. This is really all we talk about on these things. Trying to put information out there to help you guys do this. And so today I want to hone in a little bit on automation. This is something that we use extensively. And, it's really a must. I can't tell you how many times, just here myself, where I filled out a form on a service business in my area on their website, because I don't want to call people. I'm one of those guys. I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't want to be bugged. I don't want to chat. Like, just, I want to fill out a form and you send me an email and then I get it handled. That's what I want to do. And I can't tell you how many different companies, not even like different industries. Like I had a bee problem. Like bees were like digging into my garage, like through the roof. I'm like, well, I don't know that I don't want to waste my time fixing that. There are people who can do that. I submitted forms like 4 times and never got back to me. It blows my mind. Because we had other things they could help us with too. Like multiple service companies, I send them forms, they don't answer. It's absolutely crazy to me. And we see this even with our own customers sometimes. And we gotta be like, hey guys, answer your, like, why aren't you answering your forms? So this is a problem. And it's an easy one to fix, because when someone fills out a form, they're giving you their email, and their phone number often. Like, you have what you need to reach out to them. You just need a way to do it. Okay. So it's important. And is your customer informed that they completed the form? I mean, you've been doing this long enough. You know that sometimes when you fill a website form, you get like a little message that'll flash on the screen. Like, did that work? I don't even know. Sometimes we'll get redirected to a landing page and say, okay, well, that clearly worked. I'm on a new page. And sometimes you'll get an email that says, hey, thanks for, blah, blah, blah. And then you know for sure, right? And that's what you want to do. You want your customers to know that they got through to you, you heard them, and you're going to get back to them. So this is something that you should be doing, and you should have a way to do it. And you should have a way to do it where you don't have to do it yourself every single time. That's automation. Okay. And that's what we're talking about. Now, you can take it up to the next level. What if you could text a customer automatically when you miss their call? And you could be notified that you missed it. One of the most frustrating things I see when I dig into customer accounts is people not answering. We send them leads, we're running Google ads, the campaigns are performing great, and they're like, hey, I don't get enough leads. So we look in and they're not answering their phone. It's like, guys, answer your phones. But sometimes you can't. It's like you can kind of tell when it's a systematic thing or it's an occasional thing. But let's say you're on a job or you're talking to another customer, you just can't answer the phone. Well, most people are calling from mobile phones now. And what if you could text them back, be like, hey, sorry, I missed you. How can we help you? Or, I'll call you back in 5 minutes, whatever you want to say. And then you could also be notified, like, hey, you guys missed a call. These tools exist and they're relatively simple to use. And it's a game changer when you have this stuff in place. It really is. Now, the next thing is, do you really want another tool? We've really become, there's 15 million different companies out there trying to sell you a software subscription. And I get it. You've got one for email, then you've got call tracking, then you've got reviews, you've got your website builder, which is WordPress most of the time, but then you've got landing pages. Are you building them on your website, or are you building them off your website? How about hosting your website? Are you tracking your appointments? Do you have a CRM? What about your estimates and your contracts and even just your client, like your names? And I know there's things like Service Titan. I mean, there's lots of things out there that do much of this. But marketing specifically really has just so many different tools, and they're all specialists, but they're not really doing special things. When you look at email programs, and you look at, pick 15 of them, do they really do anything that's just mind-blowingly different? No, of course not. They just send emails. This isn't magic, right? And so, do you really want to? No, I don't. I'm sick of tools. I'm sick of paying for them. And so what we have is, we're calling it Revenue Commander, which does all this stuff in one tool. Now, does it do all? Is it like, so say like for a CRM, or like email, say like MailChimp, right? Everybody knows MailChimp. Is the email functionality in Revenue Commander the same as MailChimp? Yes and no. Will it do what MailChimp does? Fundamentally, that the way that 95% of people use it? Yes. Is there some magic secret thing that MailChimp does that's worth paying separate for? No, there's just not. Not that you use, and not that you're going to spend your time bothering with. And so what we're looking at here with Revenue Commander, and it's something that we use, is replicating the key functionality that exists in 15 different tools and putting it in one spot so everything can work together harmoniously and easily. That's the idea. And so you can easily replace 1,000 plus worth of monthly software charges. We certainly have. And it's great. And so I'm going to talk in some detail about all the things that we have in here. And of course, if you have questions, just drop them in the chat. I mean, this is pretty basic stuff. I don't expect a lot of questions here. So I'm just going to roll through it and show you, and then we'll go from there. So The first thing is CRM and pipeline management. And I don't know what most people use. It's all over the place, but it's really helpful to have a place to track your customers. And usually this is going to be Service Titan or House Call for you guys. And that's fine. You may also have outbound, or you may have marketing campaigns where maybe those contacts aren't in there yet, but you want to nurture them. You want to maybe have a salesperson, maybe, you're doing cold email or whatever you're doing, or it doesn't necessarily make sense to have those in your management, your customer management solution, but really you need more of a marketing front end for these things. And this is perfect for that. You can have opportunities, you can manage a pipeline, you can move people through stages. It's simple, but it's effective. And so we use it. I got rid of Pipedrive. We use Pipedrive. I own multiple niches, multiple businesses. Was spending way too much money on Pipedrive for all these. And we weren't really doing anything special in there. And so we just moved everything into Revenue Commander. It works fantastic. There's no need to spend money to have Pipedrive. And so I don't. Sales funnels. So if you're on this call, you're in our Revenue Commander sales funnel. And what that is we've got, there's a website builder in there. We build the landing page. There's a sequence of steps. You opt in and register, and here you are in the webinar. That's in Revenue. We built this in Revenue Commander. The email sequence that invites you is in Revenue Commander. This is all in Revenue Commander, running all of this, and even the responding. And if you reply to us, it's going to come to us in Revenue Commander. Our response is going to go out from Revenue Commander. So everything that we do, your interactions with us, when you're not necessarily a customer, is all in this software. And I'll explain that more as we go through this. And so you can set these things up. If you wanted to do, say, for example, a postcard campaign. Maybe you want to focus on new installs, or maybe you want to focus on maybe you want to sell more openers. I mean, whatever you want to do, and you want to try a postcard campaign. Well, you could build easily a kind of a landing page for that campaign, and you could run it through this Revenue Commander, and you could step people through a funnel, all wrapped in different automations. It's fantastic. Okay, so that's what we use it for. And website builder, not only can you build a website in it, not only can you build landing pages in it, but you can even build a full website in here. I've done this on different projects that we have that I just play around with internally. We built a website here. You can also not even just build your website in here on the Revenue Commander platform, but you can host your WordPress website within the structure. So it'll still be WordPress, but it'll be hosted in Revenue Commander, and connect into all these different things that you can do. So it's pretty neat. Forms and surveys. If you ever applied for a call with us, you're doing a Revenue Commander form embedded on our website. So it asks you some questions to qualify you. Are you doing, you're running a garage door company, right? What's your website? So this is just a form or a survey. And that just helps pre-qualify a little bit. If you don't own a garage door company, I don't want you to schedule a call with us because we don't want to talk to you, And so that's all, again, in Revenue Commander, and it's tied to automation. So if you schedule a call with us, you get an email, and then there's a follow-up sequence too that reminds you, hey, you got this call coming up with us. Hey, here's these results we got for somebody. It's all in here, and you can do all this stuff yourself too. Email marketing, we send out a monthly newsletter that lives here in Revenue Commander. Eric does that for us. He pushes it out. Again, it's all living in this one system. I don't have different tools for any of this. Okay. Two-way SMS marketing. So not just talking to current customers, but here you see an example. This was yesterday. Somebody called us, and I think Jason was on the phone. And so we automatically texted them back. Just like that. We missed their call. They got a text message from us. And we can correspond back and forth via SMS in that platform. You don't need your phone. This is all. Now, there's a mobile app for this, but I'm saying it's all lives in here. It's all documented. It's all recorded. So it's all in one place. Booking in appointments. If you schedule a call with us, it lives in Revenue Commander. And you can do this too. You could do this to schedule service appointments. You could do this to schedule, an estimate for a new install. This all can live in the calendaring you have here, which can connect to your actual calendar so it can block off times appropriately. And again, gets connected to automations, which will send automatic emails and follow-ups. What else? This one should say, I shouldn't say booking appointments. It should say follow-up sequences. So this is a snapshot of our internal follow-up sequence. So you book a call with us on one of two calendars. And first of all, we're going to check that it's a new appointment, because if you've rescheduled, we don't want to give you the same email sequence you got the first time. We just want to move your appointment. So there's really incredible logic that you can build in these things to really get things to work exactly how you want. And so if we're just rescheduling you, we're not going to hit you with that same sequence we did the first time, because you don't want all those emails and we don't want to send them to you. But here it's all in there. I can control everything that it says, exactly the way it behaves. And it happens if someone schedules an appointment with us at 2 a.m, which happens. This kicks off. Everything is handled. Everything goes to my team so that they can do what they need to do, so that you who scheduled an appointment with us at 2 a.m. can show up to your appointment at 10 a.m. and we're ready for you. And I didn't have to do a single thing. It's all handled by the automations. Call tracking. You can do call tracking here. You might use CallRail. We've been using What Converts, but we're going to migrate all of that into this platform because we've tested it. We've tested its capabilities and it works great. Replaces all of it. So there's no need to spend on it. And so we're just building out everything, every piece of software that we have that's just extra. We're building it out in here on this platform, and it does basically everything we've had in these other things. It's extremely powerful. Reputation management, same thing. You can manage your reviews from here. You can push them all out. There really is nothing left out. It's absolutely amazing. It will connect to your analytics, so you can do reporting. You can see how your web traffic is doing. You can parse it by campaigns. You can see your Google ad stats, your Facebook ad stats. It's all in here. It's nuts. And you can even do proposals and estimates from here. So now you probably already have different software for this, but when you have this and you've started building everything on this platform, sometimes it makes sense to just have a simple process in place, to handle some of the volume. So maybe easy to have a simple estimate that you do in here. You send it out, and if it looks good to the customer, then you move it into your real thing. So everybody's workflow is different. The way people like to do things is different. You can use a platform like this as little or as much as you want, but it really does a phenomenal job, and it really does replace lots and lots of subscriptions that you really don't need. And I hate spending money unnecessarily. Everybody does it. It takes it right from the bottom line. Why would you do it if you don't have to? So as I've been mentioning through this, and that's really it. I mean, that covers pretty much everything it does. And if you think about what you need to do in marketing and following up and proposing customers, it's all there. It's all in there. And so we run a lot of our business on here. And we're more and more, we're building client assets in here. And in fact, we're very close to launching this specifically as a standalone product for our customers because it's so powerful. And so you can think about things that you're doing now that you could move onto a platform like this. And once you start doing that, two things that'll happen. You'll recognize things that you're not doing now, but you probably should be, like automations, email follow-up, SMS follow-up, things like that are really easy to do when you've already got the stuff hooked in here, right? So when you don't have this, how are you going to text callers back? How would that even work? But when you start running things on this, now it's pretty easy to do. And the question becomes, why wouldn't you do it? And there may be things you haven't thought of, but could be huge. Just following up on estimates. Do you have a good process in place for doing that? Or do you send out an estimate and forget it? What if you just automatically checked in with people and, you could stop it when they reply, But if they don't reply, you're just kind of tagging them every week. Hey, have you had a chance to look at your estimate? And you get a task to, call them a week later. So you can forget about it. You can send the estimate. It'll start this automation. That they'll get emailed a week from now. And a few days after that, you'll get a task that will remind you to call them. And so you don't have to give it a second thought. This is the kind of stuff that takes a lot of the burden of running businesses and being accountable for sales and growth and things like that, and taking them off of your plate and off of your mind and just letting the software do the hard work for you. And so you can focus on everything else, the 8 million other things you need to do every day. As I mentioned, you can host your website here. We've tested it. One of my long-standing websites is now in Revenue Commander. It works great. No difference in performance whatsoever. And one thing that we're doing, if you become, and we're not quite ready yet, we're getting there, but if you become a Revenue Commander customer of ours and you put your website in there, we will do updates for you as part of the service. So if we're hosting your website in Revenue Commander and you need, an image changed or some wording change or a page added, we'll do it for you. Send an email, it's taken care of. So it's one of those things, again, where you can set it and forget it. Why have separate website hosting you need to worry about? Could it go up? Could it go down? Who do you talk to? Just dump it all in one spot. You got one throat to choke, right? And it's an unbeatable price. So Revenue Commander is $97 per month with a one-time $300 setup and configuration cost. So we'll set it up. We'll help you migrate your stuff into it. That'll fit. We'll talk about what makes sense to move into, or how can we help you set it up. And if you are a current customer of ours, we'll add it to your plan at no monthly cost. And so when it's complete and we're still working out some of the bugs or the things that we want to build into it that we deploy specifically for our customers, we will start migrating people to this plan. And so we're probably about a week or two out from that, just to make sure everything is the way I want it. And we will start onboarding people within a week or two. And so if this is interesting to you and you want to sign up for it or learn more, when Eric sends out the replay email, just reply to it. Just say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about this Revenue Commander. Sounds kind of cool. And Jason will get that in Revenue Commander. And, we will talk to you about it and see if it's something that's a good fit. We're doing this. This isn't for us to make a ton of money. It's not our core business. It's just such a great platform that has given me so much value that I just want to offer it to my customers. And even if you don't want to do marketing with us right now, if you're in the garage door industry and you want to have a nice marketing tool that does everything for you, we'd love to we'd love to have you as a customer in Revenue Commander. So that's it. Nice and short and simple today. If you have any questions, I see we got one. Does it have a job and tech manager? So if it would depend on how that works. So if you're comparing this to something like a House Call Pro or a Service Titan that probably allows you to deploy assets and manage it, it's not designed for that. It doesn't have that. This is really more for the marketing piece of it. So think of it as it's really pre-sales. But before you sell the customer, before they become your customer, this is your one-stop shopping marketing software that does all the stuff you need to bring them in the door. Once they come in the door, then you want to hand them off to Service Titan or House Call Pro or whatever you're using that are really more designed to handle that piece of the process. And those sorts of things could be built in here, but I'm not sure they would be. That's where it gets so really specific that I would hesitate to use the software that way. And we don't. For things that we do for our customers specifically that don't make sense to be in here, we don't put them in here. Is it able to tie into QuickBooks? I think so. I know, for example, it does do like payments and Stripe, for example. I'm going to just pull it up over here. So you can take payments, you can do estimates. I'm going to look right now and see if it does connect into QuickBooks. I don't recall if it has that connector or not. I think, yeah, it does. Look at that. So you can connect to QuickBooks. I don't use it that way. So I don't take payments through Revenue Commander. We run that all through Stripe, and then but it does do that. Don't know a ton about it. And this is not something that we've developed personally. This is a platform that's used by thousands of, like, it's used by massive numbers of people. We are modifying it in a way that makes sense for us and adding custom things on top of it and our own white label branding on it. So it's Revenue Commander, but it's not like we just made this hack together software that we're trying to sell on people. It's just an amazing platform that we're doing some neat stuff on for garage door people. But yeah, it has QuickBooks. So theoretically, you can take payments and push them to your QuickBooks account. I haven't tested it, but it's in there. How do you get Revenue Commander? So when the replay email goes out, just reply, and Jason will pick up on that. I don't want to open it up until, like, for example, I'm finishing up the review snapshot. So, one of the things that we really push heavily with our customers is reviews. You need lots of reviews. And I'm building out a very comprehensive and customizable review sequence where you can put your customer's name, email, and phone number in it, and it's going to just gently reach out to them multiple times to try to get you that Google review. Got a couple bugs to work out on that, and I don't want to push it out until we have that done. So when you get the replay, just reply, and Jason will ask, and he'll probably ask me, because we're still putting the finishing touches on it, but within a week or two, we should be onboarding people. Is there a place I can see your other webinars? Garage Door Marketers YouTube, or go to our website. I think Eric posts these on our website. And if you'd like to see other things that we offer, again, just reply to the email. Jason's on this call, and he can set up a call with you. What we like to do in our calls is a market audit, which I think is the next thing here. So we like to look at your market, look at your competitors, what's going on, how you doing, what are opportunities for you, and then in the context of what we can help you improve on, tell you what it is that we offer and what we do. Okay, so we don't just like to throw stuff at you. We want it to make sense, and we want to propose solutions to real problems, not just, hey, buy my product. That's not how we like to go about things. Okay, so you can go to Garage. So again, reply to the emails that come out tomorrow, or go to garagedoormarketers.com/apply now, and you can fill out our Revenue Commander form, and then go to our Revenue Commander calendar and set off our Revenue Commander email automation, so that Jason can reply to you in Revenue Commander. It's all built on that. Okay. And of course, you can just give us a call too. Just pick up the phone and Jason will answer. And we'd love to talk to you. So if there are no more questions, that is all I got. I'll give you 10 more seconds to drop a question in there. Otherwise, I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you jumping on here and listening to this presentation. And just watch for the email to come out tomorrow from us, and go ahead and reply if you're interested, and we'll talk to you more. All right. Oh, one more question. I'll hold on for you.